Hello everybody, I'm Ep3 and welcome back to our driver career mode for the Chinese Grand Prix here today. In the last episode, we made our way into the Australian Grand Prix, and yeah, the ending of that, if you guys haven't seen, spoiler on it, it actually turns out to be our gearbox that failed there. So, yeah, we were forced to retire. We were on track to at least getting a podium. It was, but seems like it wasn't meant to be that time round. But we are going to try and do our best once again this week ends as we are just changing our gearbox out. Because it didn't actually, properly fail to 100% wear. But we might as well change it out. There's no way of, no way we're going to use that gearbox. So yeah, just checking out the rest of the components seem to be fine. Their driver standings then, and constructor standings after the Australian Grand Prix. As you can see, we're all the way down in 21st. There's Lando Norris actually behind us. He arguably had a worse start to the season than we had. But you've seen, yes, the end of last episode, our upgrade actually failed, so we will need to repurchase that, and that will come in before the Japanese Grand Prix, which should be quite fun. You can see on the performance comparison there as well, actually. That is going to be a major upgrade there, so that's going to be really handy. And so we actually do have enough resource points to get another upgrade. So that is what we are going to be doing. We're gonna use an aerodynamic upgrade. It's torn between front downforce and rear downforce, and yeah, I just decided to go with the front downforce just to get a little bit of extra rotation in, and that will come in after the Japanese Grand Prix. I believe it saw there. And yeah, the hopes for this race is just to get a couple of points. Get a couple of points. See where we stand after this weekend. As we progress time now, it's actually a sprint weekend here today, ladies and gentlemen. And here we are then for our sprint qualifying one. For today, starting our lap, we have to be on the medium combat tyres for SQ1 and SQ2. As we just get past the McLaren, there's Red Bull up ahead. We don't know which way to go. We go into the back of them, damaging our front right wing there. And that is our sort of lap all done there. Not too sure which way to go there, around the outside, around down the inside, but the Red Bull didn't get out of the way. There's some checking the leaderboard, signs up to PA, I believe that was. And yeah, I'm just sort of checking which Red Bull we bump into there. And it was Yuki Tsunoda. We bumped into Yuki Tsunoda during that lap there. So, starting a new lap now. These are the same set of medium tyres because we only have one set of fresh tyres available, and there's obviously this set here. So yeah, so essentially a one-shot qualifying in SQ1, and that's what we're going to do actually. We're going to treat this sprint qualifying as sort of one-shot qualifying. As we are all the way down last place there, as you can see. But fast forward to the end of the lap. It's been a pretty decent lap, not the fastest lap in history. But we crossed the line up into PA with a 1:36.1, not too bad. And yeah, Lewis Hamilton topping the tables there at the end of SQ1 with 1.1 seconds ahead of Lando Norris in P2 there. So again, a pretty good qualifying session. He is strolling to P3, excuse me. Aiden Jackson doing well in the corner sport. to get up into P4 at the end of Q1. Yeah, not doing too bad then, eh, for the P8 in SQ1. Hulkenberg into Q2, would love to see it. Carlos Sainz just about getting into SQ2 there, under a 10th. Oh, look at that. It's like a 100th in it. That is insane. But leaving us in SQ1 is all those guys see. That didn't leave enough time to read out the names there. But on to SQ2 now. This is a new set of medium tyres once more. As you can see, getting through turn 1 with no issue there. A little bit of understeer, but that is completely fine. You know, getting our foot down to the pedal there, pedal to the metal, as they say. Getting some good traction out of these corners here, trying to keep it as tight as possible, but perhaps we get a little bit too tight as we get on the curb down the inside there and have a massive tank slapper. Somehow we are able to keep it in a straight line. But yeah, that almost gave me a heart attack, that spin there, which was absolutely insane. But yeah, we're in again. We're I don't know if we came into the pits and then we went back out, but I think we did actually because of the time left. So this is once again another one-shot qualifying in SQ2. Thankfully as well, that spin didn't cause any damage. So it's just the tyres wearing out then, which we are on the same set of tyres as that massive spin there. But yeah, it's not going to be the fastest lap in history with the used set of tyres. We try to avoid that curb there. We know that's absolutely a death trap there. SQ2, sorry, is now finished. Open up DRS. Cross the line. Where are we going to place? We are going to be placed just about in 10th there. Just about make it into SQ3 there. As we out-qualify Carlos Sainz by a couple of tenths there. So, well, sorry to Carlos Sainz, but sorry, and not sorry at the same time. The two Alpines, by the way, P8, P9, somehow make it into SQ3. No idea how they're managing that, as well as Nico Hulkenberg and the kick Sauber somehow. But shock once again is Lando Norris is out in SQ2. What a shocking qualifying session he's had. But leaving us in SQ2 is Carlos Sainz, Lars Stroll, Yuki Tsunoda, Fernando Alonso, Lando Norris, and Aiden Jackson in the corner spot, rounding out SQ2 there in P16. But yeah, not a great qualifying session for Lando Norris in SQ2, but there's no points for SQ2, so I'm sure he'll be focusing on the sprint as we start our one and only SQ3 lap. We finally are on the soft compound of tyre, as yeah, was trying to keep it clean now. So we've been in incidents in both SQ1 and SQ2, so yeah, almost completely out of fuel there as we open up DRS. Where is it going to be? It's going to be in P4 for the time being, with 1:35.2. Not too much of a bad time, but that is all going to be for the qualifying, as we qualify P10 for the sprint. 10th behind Franco Colapinto and P9 in the Alpine. And I just realised P7, 8 and 9 and 10 are all the same as it was. Lewis Hamilton not quite hooking up that lap there, 5 tenths behind his teammate, who is on sprint pole here today, Charles Leclerc. Yeah, honestly, I'm just surprised Nico Hulkenberg is dragging that tractor all the way up into SQ3 there. But ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for the sprint.
Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks for today's sprint. Charles Leclerc lines up on pole position, and Oscar Piastri completes the front row. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Russell, Verstappen, Andrea, Kimi, Antonelli, and Hamilton, Hulkenberg, Gasly, Colapinto, and Williams, Sainz, Stroll, Yuki Tsunoda, and Alonso, Norris, Jackson, Cali Meyer, Gabriel Bortoletto, Behrman, Ocon, Hadjar, and Liam Lawson rounds off the grid. And with preparations almost complete, let's head trackside for today's sprint.
Here we go then for the Sprint Grand Prix in China Season 1. It is 5 red lights and off we go. Again, a very sort of slow start there because it is raining as we get a major FPS here, so apologies for that. Seems like the replay camera's not liking that, that camera angle. As we do send it down the inside, get a little bit battly with the Alpine. I believe that was Pierre Gasly, I'm not too sure. But even plenty of room, trying to secure the place around the outside, which we do there, as you can see. Getting the place done there. But then the Alpine sends it back down the inside. Carlos Sainz trying to follow the Alpine through as well, trying to get a position up there. But currently not making it work as we start to create a gap now. Trying to catch up to the Kick Sauber. But yeah, so you guys see it's raining on the intermediate set of tyres. No pit stops here today. For the sprint race, we don't need to do any pits. As we get another FPS hit, I do apologise. As the Alpine tries to overtake Sainz there, or vice versa, but Sainz actually getting the move done now into the back straight there. Although it seems like they'll be fighting for a lot more, as you can see all the way further back there, but up further ahead of the grid is Max Verstappen overtaking. Little bit of contact there, as Verstappen overtakes Oscar Piastri, that is in the McLaren. So obviously Lando Norris and the other McLarens all the way down in the order there, nowhere near the front of the grid. As you can see there, Carlos Sainz actually does make the move there in the end. That is very good indeed. We go into our on-board camera now onto lap number 2. And we see a little bit of an opportunity, and we go for the kick, sort of just getting out of our way, really. I noticed that from like into that turn 1, the AI are so bad. And if you send it down the inside, even just a little bit, they will just get out of the way. Which is just not ideal, because currently we are running 100 difficulty. Something to know as well, actually, is after this sprint race, I do actually bump up the difficulty to 101, so not a major bump in difficulty there, but yeah, just something to know as we lap number 4 now. Still trying to catch up to the cars up ahead. Is Hamilton now, as we make clear work of that. We had a little thought down the inside of the McLaren, but decided to opt out of it. But getting the move done crucially on Hamilton, up into 6th place it is now. As, instead of trying to look forward to overtake Piastri, we actually look behind us now as Hamilton has a little go at us in the Ferrari. A little bit late on the brakes. Trying to swoop it round to defend the position, and we do. We get fantastic traction out of the second to last corner there. And we create a lot of space behind us. So now Piastri is up ahead. Lap number 5 is already halfway through the sprint race here today. So we almost lose a rear there, and we, as you can see there, we like mildly send it down the inside, and Piastri just like turns away from the corner and just lets us be really. So yeah, AI just getting out of our way there. Lap number 6 now. Trying to attack Antonelli, this is. All getting very, very close. A little bit deep into the corner, but once again, we make quick work of the Mercedes. And up into P4, this is. We are absolutely flying in this sprint. Although the rain does equalise a little bit. It does feel like we are quite strong in the wet track type. Again, I don't know what I'm trying to say there, but yeah, up into P4 now. A couple of laps later, onto the last lap of the race. So you can see they were getting really close to Leclerc for 1 second, but obviously no DRS. It has actually stopped raining, but DRS has not been enabled. And yeah, we're not going to be not quite making the move on to Leclerc. So yeah, as we come around the last corner of the track, we are going to cross the line into P4. Very good indeed. I believe it's going to be Max Verstappen winning the Sprint Grand Prix there. As oh yeah, we do get driver of the day as well. Absolutely fantastic. So, yeah, Max Verstappen does win the Sprint Grand Prix. We did very, very well. It's actually securing our first points in our career up into P4 then. So very good finishing position there. Antonelli doing well in P5. Nico Hulkenberg somehow securing a point in the Kick Sauber there. Gasly doing well in P9 as well. Carlos Sainz finishing 9th then, so unfortunately he wasn't able to make any moves before it was through to make any moves there. So there's actually falling back. But Lando Norris doing well to sort of recover from that horrendous qualifying session. And yeah, here we are now into the full qualifying session of Q1. We are on the soft compound tyres. It is on the dry, which is great. As you can see, there a lot of grip into turn number 1. A little bit too much grip than I was expecting. That's why we went a little bit deep there. But yeah, again the throw down early, getting a really nice traction out of the corner. Lance Stroll somehow setting the fastest lap of Q1 so far. But coming around to the last corner now, what is it going to be? Keep it on the track. DRS open. It is going to be currently P1 with a 1:35.5. Almost a 1:35.6 there. And that is all of the... we only did 1 lap there. We finished in P11 as the McLarens back on the top step there. Oscar Piastri P1, Norris P2. Oliver Behrman, by the way, P5 in the Haas in Q1. Doing very well indeed. As well as Hulkenberg as well, get up to P9. But P11 for us, not doing too badly. Sainz actually makes it into Q2, which is good. You actually might be able to see that with the times as well. Only like a 10th or so in it between these cars here. And yeah, just about make it through. I believe in us in Q1 is Bortoletto, Hadjar, Alonso, Ocon, Colapinto, and Cali in there if I stop stuttering. But now we're on to Q2, ladies and gentlemen. This is a fresh set of soft tyres once more. Down into turn 1. Getting a little bit of grass on our tyres there, but not affecting our grip too much there. So we plant out of the corner. Come around the last corner now. What is it going to be? A little bit slidey on the exit there. DRS open. He's currently P5 with 1:35.6. A little bit slower then. About a 10th or so slower. than our Q1 lap, and we are knocked out in Q2 then. Very unfortunate indeed, as Leclerc tops the timing tables then into Q2. Lando P3 then. Aiden Jackson doing very well in P7 again into Q3. Piastri just about making it into Q3 as well. We're just under a 10th there. But even us in Q2 is Oliver Behrman, ourselves, Yuki Tsunoda, Nico Hulkenberg, Carlos Sainz, and Liam Lawson finishes off in P16. Then, ladies and gentlemen, it's now time for the race.
The Chinese Grand Prix then is upon us once again. A race that saw Michael Schumacher claim his final Formula One victory in 2006, as well as Red Bull's first with Sebastian Vettel in 2009. There's no doubt plenty more drama to come here in Shanghai. It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. George Russell will begin today's event in pole position, and Max Verstappen lines up alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Norris, Piastri, Charles Leclerc, and Hamilton, Antonelli, Stroll, Jackson, and Pierre Gasly, Behrman, Williams, Yuki Tsunoda, and Hulkenberg, Sainz, Lawson, Gabriel Bortoleto, and Isaac Hadjar, Alonso, Ocon, Colapinto, and Cali Meyer rounds off the grid. It's almost time for the lights to go out, so let's head down to the track where preparations are underway.
So here we go, then going to the 5 red lights for the second time in China. It is lights out and off we go. You can see we getting a little bit sideward there, but tuck into the slipstream. Immediately going to go down the inside of the Alpine. Going to be 3 wide here with the Haas around the outside. Trying to give as much room as possible, because obviously we don't want to make any contact here. As we try hanging around the inside, the outside. Sorry, Alpine losing a little bit of traction there now, side by side. The Haas up ahead a little bit, slipping into the section of that Haas, and we're going to set it down the inside there, sort of force the Haas of Oliver Behrman, I believe that is, to concede the position there. And yeah, we've got the position very, very good for our race. Aston Martin's up ahead. I believe that might actually be launched. I'm not too sure. I always forget which order all of the cars are in. However, we have to go a little bit defensive here, just a little bit, because the Haas is closer to us than we are to the Aston Martin, and we will need to be defending down into the heavy braking zone at the end of the this back straight here, as we get a beautiful shot of all the cars coming through here. Oscar Piastri going defensive for Lewis Hamilton, as we go very defensive for the Haas. Alpine trying to look through through a pathway through. That is not English, but there we go. Managed to stick around the outside then to defend from the Haas, getting really good traction on good traction through. Then you might be able to see top left. Last shot is the one ahead of us, but yeah, we've got a flurry of different strategies here today. Myself and Strap ahead are currently starting on the hard compound tyres. Oliver Behrman on the softs, and then we're surrounded by Jackson in PA, Gasly P12 on the medium tyres there. So, well, that is really good to see them. Just a wide variety of strategies being played out today. As, yeah, Behrman again, some really good traction then. Through these corners, trying to have a look to re-overtake us is going to be. We are going to try our best to defend a little bit of overtake usage there to remain up ahead, as Jeff reminds us of how much energy we've got, even though it is only lap 2. Going down now back onto the back straight here We're going to use a lot of overtake here with DRS enabled now, just to push ahead as much as possible. But now Gasly is fighting Behrman, and that is going to be really good for our strategy here today. So, yeah, up ahead they slowed down. We've got a yellow flag, Karens. Oh, no, it's a Red Bull. It's Verstappen. Verstappen has spun out of the last corner there of lap number 2. Oh my days, what an absolute blunder from him. It is now, unfortunately we don't have a replay of that here today, so apologies for that. But you can see it behind, losing a little bit of traction there, but that's fine. Behind us now, Behrman is over 1 second behind. They do sort of catch up. We've got DRS onto Stroll now. We are going to send it down the inside. Go on the curb a little bit, which drifts us wide a little bit. But ultimately not making any contact with the Aston Martin on Stroll. Up ahead, we have got Aiden Jackson in the corner spot now. But instead of looking forwards, we are looking behind as we do not have DRS. Stroll has DRS. We go very, very down into the inside. We're sort of going to let Stroll go. We don't really have much sort of defensive power here. Was thinking of a little bit of a switchback. But Gasly was there down the inside, which means we couldn't fully swoop into the inside. But that's fine. We've got DRS onto lap number 5 now. Can we make a move down into the turn 1? And we do once again. Try not to drift out too wide there. As re-overtake for 8th place it is now. And yeah, the aim of the game right now is to try and battle up a little bit. As you can see behind, so Gasly has overtaken Stroll now, and that is that's good as well. Actually, we're going to make a little bit of a desperate move. So Jackson sort of gets out of the way there, because we do have an in-race objective here to stay ahead of Stroll, and each place we gain is going to help that out a lot. So we don't have to worry too much. Getting the traction through here now. Lap number 6, our tyres are actually starting to go just a little bit, not too much. Obviously, certainly not much as the soft tyres and the medium tyres, but they're definitely not at their best right now. So we do need to take care of them as much as possible. Use a little bit more overtake. As Jackson is going to almost losing the rear once again. As Jackson may have DRS here down the back straight once more. We swoop down to the inside with overtake just so Jackson doesn't get any of the slipstream, and then obviously coming back to the racing line to take the corner properly there. A little bit deep, but that is all fine. On to lap number 9 now. As you can see, we've created a gap behind us, but we're also not really catching Piastri up ahead, because I believe Aiden Jackson has pitted. I actually can't remember. I believe he did pit. I don't think I actually realised this during the race as well. But when we overtook him, I don't know. I don't know my own race anymore. As we have another objective is to overtake Piastri. And the funny thing about that is Piastri's engine blows up then. And Oscar Piastri is out of the Chinese Grand Prix. What an absolute disaster it has been for McLaren so far, the first 2 races here. First is Lando Norris with an engine failure in Australia. Now it is Oscar Piastri in China. It's a very, terrible reliability issues then for McLaren. Hopefully, that's not going to plague them all season. We'll just have to wait and see as the season progresses. But after all that, then we are on to up into P6 it is. Antonelli up ahead, 5.5 seconds up ahead, as it is almost time to come into the pits.
Box.
It is now, as we get the radio from Jeff there, to come in to the pits at the end of lap 15 here. We're going to get rid of the hard combat tyres, going on to the mediums. So as you can see, our teammate on the right hand side there of Carlos Sainz going by. He has not pit yet, so it'll be interesting to see where he ends out. But yeah, hopefully you guys did like that little radio message pop up there. We come out of the pits though, just about ahead of the sugar-free Red Bull. No idea what driver that is. But yeah, we've got a little bit of clean air up ahead, not too much, but not too bad as well, as we now go back onto our onboard. Antonelli up ahead. So we didn't lose too much time there. We actually gained just a little bit, a couple of tenths there. As Behrman is still yet to pin this race and is holding up Antonelli by a lot. As you can see there, top left hand side of your screen, it's just the time keeps on falling. Keeps on falling down, allowing us to use our much fresher tyres and softer tyres to catch up as much as possible here. Already down 1.5 seconds, just flirting with the 1 second time there. And to think it was 2.5 seconds at the start of the lap. Unfortunately, we are not going to get DRS this time round. Antonelli sending it down the inside of Oliver Behrman, and finally gets the move done there, but the damage has already been done, as Carlos Sainz is now into the pits. I believe he is going to be moving on to the medium tyres as well, I'm not too sure. DRS on Oliver Behrman now. Can we make this a fast move then, as we hug the inside line, send it down the inside, no contest there. And now Antonelli is up ahead, and maybe we're going to be fighting him for the remainder of the race, because if we could get up to P5, that would be absolutely amazing. Really great points finish here is going to be here today if we do finish that. So remember, we are on 101 difficulty for the qualifying session, and this race and future races is going to be on 101 difficulty as well. Maybe we'll increase that as we go, who knows, we'll have to see. But yeah, just trying to stay behind Antonelli as much as possible. We are going to get DRS, so we are underneath that 1 second mark now. Going to the back straight. Lots and lots of overtake usage being utilised there. DRS is open, 6 tenths now, 5 tenths. Going to be 4 tenths as we enter the braking zone. Go a little bit too deep there, and almost lose the rear. But I'm managing to keep it in a straight line, and we will need to sort of recompose here now to try and go for the attack once more. Thankfully, we do stay within DRS range, so we don't need to worry about that too much now. Just get a bunch of a little bit of understeer here, as we are in the wake of the car ahead. But lap 19 now, DRS activated. A little bit earlier braking this time forward. Trying to get better traction out of second to last corner into the final corner. Here we are going to get DRS activated, open. A bunch of overtake usage as well. Look around the outside a little bit, but we need to send it down the inside. Lots and lots of understeer. Antonelli has a little bit of a look down the inside there. Makes us go a little bit wide, but all in all, we keep the position there, as our tyres are starting to go a little bit. they're definitely past the maximum, so we will need to focus on some tyrewheel upgrades when they do become available. But right now, it's trying to get just better traction, try and utilize our softer tyres at the moment here to create a gap. But yeah, but the Ferraris up ahead, P3, P4, I bet they were wishing they could finish that high up in the real life season there. But yeah, it's just something to know there. Ferraris are doing pretty well in the season so far. Obviously, it's only been the first 2 races. Plenty more races to go. Whole 22 more races to go. But we hug the inside now. Antonelli is going to fall into the slipstream DRS Open, and with a lot of overspeed, sails on by into the braking zone now. We get like a mini switchback, but not really. We get fantastic traction. Unable to send it down the inside of the final corner though, saving our chances for the DRS down into turn 1. But yeah, I was surprised how much traction we got then into the second to last corner. Sort of into the hairpin actually, but yeah, we are going to re-overtake for P5 once again into turn 1. This is getting a good traction out of the corner. Lap 21 a little bit later. And Antonio comes back once again. This time we force him down to the inside as much as possible. Use overtake it. Fall into the slipstream a little bit late on the brakes. We complete a much better switchback this time. Side by side now. Into the final corner. We turn into the corner. Antonelli still there. We make contact. We've got damage on our front left wing. This is now DRS activated. We're not going to be able to get back Antonelli here. Oh, we have damage. We have front wing damage. As I got a little bit angry there when to send it down the inside, but is a sort of futile effort here. As Antonelli gets a much better traction out of the corner. Our tyres are ever so more dying. Lay on the brakes there, not helping our case at all. Maybe because of the lack of downforce on our front wing. But, oh my gosh, apart from the contact there, what a fantastic battle that has been then for between myself and Antonelli. Because, yeah, sort of re-sparking our rivalry that we had in F2 as well. We saw Antonelli and ourselves, I believe, came together. Made a little bit of contact, battling quite hard then. In our F2 feeder series. But on to the last lap here. Actually, we are falling back. We're actually falling back so far that Sonoda now in P7 is catching up at a rate of knots. Another couple of laps here definitely would have overtaken us with ease, but just trying to manage our tyres, manage the car, and just sort of finish the race in a straight line, basically. And yeah, that's what we're doing. Antonelli, 7 seconds up the road now. But yeah, well, fantastic battle. Perhaps we timed in a little bit too early. Maybe we should have backed out a little bit more, who knows. But, yeah, Lando Norris here wins the Chinese Grand Prix here in Season 1. What a fantastic recovery weekend. Fantastic recovery, 2 weekends. Has been for Norris. That's very good, keeping the championship hopes alive, just about. As, yeah, I'm gonna put that contact down as a racing incident there. We both kept going, so overall not too much damage done. As we come across the final corner, we are going to cross the line into P6. A very, very good points finish race nevertheless. And yeah, I'm very, very happy with the that finished position there as Fernando Alonso gets the driver of the day there. So then it turns out Russell has won the weekend as a whole there. Russell doing well, being a little bit consistent now. Just to be up there and score some points. So we look at the proper race finishes there. Russell in P2 there. P3 and 4 reserved for the Ferraris. Doing very well, finishing up that high then. But yeah, great weekend for Norris there. Absolutely fantastic recovery. As I said, we're finishing in P6. Very happy with that amount of points for today. Nice 8 points. We'll certainly take that. Carlos Sainz actually finishing in P8 there at the end. So fantastic last couple of laps for him as well. And Verstappen finishing in P19 then. Couldn't quite recover from that spin on lap number 2. As you see, Oscar Piastri DNF there. Look, checking out the driver standings. Charles Leclerc actually, leads the points. Verstappen and Russell joint second there, with the same amount of points, and Ferrari leading the constructor standings. Oh my god, what a dream start for Ferrari this has been so far, as we are as a team in Williams into P5. Very good. I think if we can finish off the season with that, we'll be very happy indeed. So yeah, this is our ratings now then after the race. As we have a look, we actually are up now into 77 rating. Again, ever so closer to our contract goal there of 82, I believe we set it as. Or maybe 80, I'm not too sure actually. I don't know. But that's all going to be for today. If you guys have enjoyed, make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time for the Japanese Grand Prix.